Ozymandias by Percy Bysshe Shelley was published on 11 January 1818. It is a notable poem that focuses on Ramses II, the Egyptian pharaoh, known as Ozymandias. The poem specifically delves into the depiction of a statue in ruins and believed to represent this king. Ozymandias was the result of a competition between Percy Bysshe Shelley and his friend Horace Smith. I met a traveler from an antique land. The poem begins with the speaker describing a conversation with a traveler from a far off ancient land. Here, antique land refers to the ancient kingdom in Egypt. An Indian author, Amitabh Ghosh, also took the title of his book, named An Antique Land, in the year 1992 from this poem Ozymandias, who said, "Two vast and trunkless legs of stone." Now the traveler recounts seeing a huge stone statue in the desert. Only the lower part remains, consisting of massive legs, trunkless. In this context means lacking a torso or upper part of the body. Stand in the desert. These legs are standing alone in the vast emptiness of the desert. It emphasizes that this solitary and imposing presence. Near them on the sand, close to the legs lying on the desert sands, the traveler notices something else near them. Half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown. Now he sees the fragmented remains of a face, partially buried in the sand, whose frown, despite its ruined state, the expression on the face of the statue conveys a sense of disapproval. Frown means an angry face, angry gesture, and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command. Now this line vividly depicts the facial expression of the statue, using imagery to illustrate a sense of superiority and authority conveyed through a wrinkled lip and a sneer indicating arrogance and disdain. Tell that its sculpture well those passions read. Now it implies that the emotions portrayed on the statue reveal the sculpture's deep insight into the human nature and feelings. This line also personifies the statue's features, suggesting that they have the ability to communicate, which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things. The speaker acknowledges that despite the statue's decay and lifelessness, the emotions are carved on into its persist over time. The hand that mocked them, the heart that fed. This last line of this stanza reflects on the sculpture's craftsmanship, implying that they skillfully depicted emotions, or pride, or authority, and possibly emphasized with the subject, heart that fed. And again, it personifies the sculpture's hand or heart, indicating a deep understanding and a skill in creating the statue. And on the pedestal, these words appear. The speaker depicts words carved on the statue's pedestal, suggesting they function as a declaration or message. And this message is, "My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings." The pedestal inscription names as the statue's subject as Ozymandias, a title linked to Ramses II, with King of Kings, emphasizing his authority and might. "Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Ozymandias proudly showcases his grand accomplishments, daring others, ye mighty, to witness them and be filled with admiration or jealousy, like reflecting his arrogance and pride. Nothing beside remains round the decay. Now the speaker exposes Ozymandias' emptiness, highlighting the fleetingness of power and the eventual downfall of even the most powerful leaders. This could be the superiority of time, of the colossal wreck, boundless and bare. Now the speaker illustrates the immense destruction, depicting Ozymandias, once magnificent empire, as the colossal ruin, lacking any former significance. The lone and the level sands stretch far away. The poem ends with a vision of endless desert sands, symbolizing the vastness of time and the insignificance of human efforts in the context of eternity. This final line strengthens the poem's theme, highlighting the fleeting nature of power and the certainty of oblivion.